Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing well. This is Radhika here again. This video is going to be in two parts. This is the part one of the video, and the video is about how to heal after a covert narcissistic relationship. I get this a lot in counseling and emails and Reiki sessions, etc. So, from my clients, I get this a lot. Uh, a scenario where they have been in a covert narcissist, in a relationship with a covert narcissistic person, and they want to move on from that relationship and they want to start their life anew, or maybe they even want to go into other relationships after breaking up with the covert narcissistic person, but they find it hard to do, and which is quite natural because it's a very complicated scenario when you have been with a covert narcissistic person, um, because they take you through such an emotional roller coaster that it your energies are completely out of whack after you have been in that kind of a scenario. And it's great if you have recognized that the person you are with is a covert narcissistic person, or you were with was a covert narcissistic person, and now you can actually take the right steps to heal from it. Because a lot of time people just get stuck in thinking about it over and over again because it seems so strange what happened to them. If you are in that scenario, just know that it is a difficult place to be in, and a lot of people are in that difficult place. So you are not the only one who's there, and there are ways to actually come out of this scenario, which are not very difficult, but they just need practice. They need patience. So you have to do it over and over again, and ultimately you will be completely free of the covert narcissistic person's energy and their thought patterns and all the drama that they created. That's very possible. Sorry, I have a little bit of a cold today. um yeah so what I would say is, like, the first thing you should do after you have broken off, no contact, after all that stuff is done, and now you are like, okay, that person is out of my life, but they might still be in your energy, they might still be in your thoughts, they might still be in your uh, you know memories and incidents, and you might think of them every now and then, and whatever you think of is there in your energy. Um, just know that whatever you think of is still lingering within you. It's there, it's still there. You haven't let it go if you still think about it. um so that's good to know that, sometimes people think that, oh, I'm over it, but they still think about it, but they just tell themselves that I'm over it, but you're not. If even the thought comes, that means some energy is there, and that's not a bad thing. It just tells you that, okay, there is some more work to be done over here, and I have to let this go, so I have to work on it a little bit more, probably, or give it some more time, probably. So even that acceptance will help it go away. The more you resist, the more you say, oh, I am over it, but you're actually not over it, the energy will stick with you even more, because acceptance is half the battle won. Half the battle is fought and won by you if you accept a problem, or accept an issue as it is. Let's not call it a problem. um, what I would say is, when that energy is with you, don't I'm just suggesting that it would not be very advisable to immediately rush into another relationship, because you might still be holding on to a lot of things from your previous relationship. Even if you are telling yourself that I'm over it, give it some time, give it at least a year, I would say. But then again, if you find someone whom you immediately feel a connection with, I wouldn't want you to, like, lose that person over this guideline, because guidelines are just guidelines. But usually that's what happens when you have been in a covert narcissistic relationship with someone, or with a person who was a covert narcissistic person, um, and you suddenly get attracted to someone else, you start a relationship with them. What will happen is you might project a lot of things from your previous relationship onto this new person, and you might not see them for who they are. Sometimes you might just get attracted to someone who's the complete opposite of the ex covert narcissistic person that you were dating. So maybe the ex covert narcissistic person was very, very beautiful. They were totally into their beauty, always keeping themselves very up to date. Suddenly, you might be attracted to another person who doesn't care about their external looks, who's all about intellectual things and this and that. And you might, because it is so diametrically opposite to how the covert narcissistic person was, a part of you will feel very safe with that person, because you want to go completely in the opposite direction. But is that really love, or is that really you projecting onto them what you think is beautiful from your previous, on the basis of your previous relationship? So maybe 6 months down the line you will start feeling that why doesn't this person dress up really well, because maybe that is something that is an important criteria for you to love someone. But just because you experienced a covert narcissistic person like that, you might put that quality in the shadow, but it will be in the shadow only for a time being. Afterwards you will, you know, pull it back up, and it will be a part of your ego that you want a good looking partner, and then you might not like this person because they don't make their, external facade beautiful or whatever. So, I have seen this happen, that people rush into something else because they are so in hatred of their ex narcissistic person. So I would say that's not a very, very balanced or a very rational decision. And um, I mean, after a covert narcissistic situation, falling in love again might be a bit difficult, or it might not actually be what you think it is. It might feel a lot like love, but it might just be someone who starts supporting you, and you might really fall for them. I'm not saying that can't translate into love, it will. It can, but you might actually fight a lot with that person, or you might project a lot onto them. And if they are willing to be there for you as your personal healer, if they are really that mature, and if they are really that balanced people, that actually they become your healer and they take on all the projections that you are giving to them, and they still stick with you because you are willing to put in the work into your healing while you are with them, then that's great. That can also happen. But yeah, you will be hurting them a lot, even though they are not the one who put that wound inside of you. So there's a quote for that. It says, if you don't heal what hurts you, you will bleed on people who did not cut you. So I think this applies to all, mostly everyone in all relationships, because we all have wounds that need to be healed. And unfortunately, people who are around us and people who we trust the most are the ones who mostly bear the brunt of that. So it's not a very rational energy exchange, but that's the way most people are. So yeah, so that's what I would say. Like, take some time off after you have been through a covert narcissistic relationship. Be on your own. And this is again important because when you have been with a narcissistic person, covert narcissistic person especially, they are kind of like shapeshifters. So when they choose you as a person they want to be with, they are very, very good in kind of sussing out your uh, insecurities, your weaknesses, what you like about yourself, so your ego, your shadow. So these people are like born psychiatrists or psychologists or even psychics, they have a lot of intuitive senses to suss out people. Now, the problem is they use all of this for their own benefit, not in a good way. So they are like healers in a way, but they're on the opposite, they're diametrically opposite to healers. So, a healer will also suss out all these things when they talk to you, but they use it to help you. And a covert narcissist is also kind of like a healer, but they are on the opposite side of the spectrum. So they are going to use all these things to poke you, you know so so in the beginning they will suss out all these things, and on based on all these things they will be exactly the person that you would fall for. They would be like the dream woman or the ideal woman or man. But I haven't seen so many covert narcissistic men, but there are some I have heard from my clients. Um, so so they will be the exact partner that you need, that you feel you need. But the thing is, they are just acting this way. They are not actually that person. They are putting on a show for you. So they will act like they are this person, and they might be that person for a month or so. And if you have heard Taylor Swift's song Blank Space, she actually says that in one of her lines. She says, like, I'll read you like a magazine, and then I'll be the person you need in your life for a month. So she's saying for a month I will be that person, and she's joking. Obviously, she's just making fun of how the media portrays her to be. I don't know if she's that way. I don't feel she is that way. Um, but yeah, so basically she's making fun of that fact, like how the media portrays her to be. So she's saying, I'll be that person for a month and I'll make you fall in love with me, and then I'll show you who I am. And so basically that whole song is about like a how a covert narcissistic person sees a relationship. It's like a blank space. You can put any person in that place, and they'll keep doing their same drama with that person. So yeah, so basically, they'll be that person that you think you need in your life or you want in your life. So basically, what you can do from this is you can see what you were getting from the covert narcissistic person. Did they make you feel macho? Like a lot of women do that. They will feel like they will act like a damsel in distress, and they will make the man feel really macho. And so the man gets a feeling that, okay, I need to be, this woman is making me feel macho, but actually the man is already macho. That machoism is already inside the man. She's just bringing it out. And so now he feels that she's the one who makes me feel macho. But that's not the truth. You are already very macho. That's how you are. That's why you feel that way. um, and like they might make you feel like, really respected, and like, boost your ego a little bit here and there, and give you a lot of importance. So all that means is that you have to give yourself importance, and you have to make yourself feel special. So whatever the covert narcissistic person was doing for you, which they stop doing afterwards, obviously, because they're just playing a part. So they may do it for a month or so, and then the whole freak show begins. So before that, whatever they were doing is actually an indication of what you are missing in your life. And the covert narcissistic person pointed that out for you. So you can take all these qualities that they pointed out that were missing in your life, and you can bring those to your own life. Now, how you bring those is really an individual thing. I can't say how you can bring those, but what I can say is that every human being has every quality inside of them. It's we whatever we see on the outside is just a reflection of what we are feeling on the inside. So maybe a person comes into your life to bring out some qualities in you. Maybe you get a really hard teacher in your life to bring out a lot of discipline in you, and then you will feel, after in retrospect you will feel, I can't believe I could have been that disciplined in my life. I was such a lazy person. So basically, that teacher has just brought out a quality in you, but they haven't given you that quality. They simply extract it from you. So you already have it. So that's the key. If you realize that whatever the covert narcissistic woman was kind of bringing out in you, you already have it in you. So you can then kind of, try different ways of bringing it out. If maybe you join like a taekwondo class, or join some martial arts or something like that, do something that makes you feel macho. Or if it's a girl and the covert narcissistic man made you feel really beautiful, or something like that, made you feel really intelligent, or whatever it is, you can actually feel it all by yourself. You don't need another person to make you feel that way. And that's a very core uh, that's a very core, what do you say, quality. So if you generate that core quality in life, where you don't need anyone else to make you feel a certain way, then you will be truly independent. And then the codependency that exists in all of us will go away, because then we will realize that we can be complete and whole by ourselves. We don't actually need another human being or another relationship to make us feel worthy, or even on the flip side, to make us feel sad or to make us feel depressed. So, if you actually understand this, no one will have the power over you to make you feel good. Similarly, no one will have the power over you to make you feel bad. So, in a way, you are free of codependency with other human beings. So, when you have a relationship with someone, after that, after such a healing has happened in your life, after such a experience has happened in your life, then it is, you will have a relationship because you want to have that relationship, not because you need to have that relationship. So at that point you will be completely validated and completely, what do you say, loved by yourself. So at that point you won't need anyone. And I'm not saying that you won't want anyone, because you would still want a family, you would still want a relationship, or you might not even want it, but that's your choice. But most people still want to be in a relationship, still want to have a loving relationship. The only difference is you won't have a relationship which is full of drama, which is full of ups and downs and emotional turmoils and all of this, like, um, big dramatic breaking up, and then big dramatic making up again. And uh, it's very addictive, the cycle of breaking up and making up, because it gives you a high and then it gives you a low, and then it keeps you trapped in that circle. So when you mature and when you get out of codependency and when you feel complete all by yourself, there is this sense of peace, but there won't be any drama. So you will also have to realize that because you have been in a covert narcissistic relationship, a part of you will be addicted to this drama, because ego loves drama. It does. Most of the ego, or or if you have gotten into this pattern of drama, a part of your ego must have related with the drama. It must be looking forward to making up after you have broken up, because the makeup is even sweeter. And there are people who say that it's really nice to kind of patch up after a breakup, because then it's even more sweeter, and then they keep on going into those cycles, or maybe they mature somewhere down the line. But yeah, always remember, if it kind of attracts you a lot, it's something of the ego. because the ego is the one who feels really attracted or who feels really detested by something. If it's your soul is mostly at peace with most things, and your soul, even with the harshest of things, will first try to understand the thing instead of detesting it. So that's a good way to understand if it's your soul that is doing the emotional work for you, or if it's the ego. So yeah, so this was my part one of this video, and in part two I want to cover like some of the wounds that I have seen need healing after someone has been in relationship with a covert narcissistic person. And in short, I will kind of try to cover on how to deal with these wounds, and this is what I have noticed from the people I have spoken to. So yeah, I hope this helps you in some way, and as always, I wish you all a lot of love and a lot of light. Thank you. Bye.